Round का हुआ ये रखता हूँ ध्यान देते रहेगा मेरा The second trial is set to take place in 2 days. I hope you consider attending this one as well.
Of course, we'll be there. In the meantime, we should all just stay positive.
Well said. When the time comes, I carry out my duty to the best of my ability. Okay, you carry your duty in best of your favor. What just I saw? Nice. It's Spiderman time! Like feet. Yes, it's Spiderman time. Today. Wait, huh? Your batteries are low. Something चालू है ना? Huh? Series में रास्तों रही दो but नहीं बजे जी है हाँ तो ध्यान things I was just
We should meet up with Jean. It's about time for the second trial.
Let's me know if you are the way ahead out. Yeah, alright, follow me. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Ladies and gentlemen, we now convene for the second trial against Mr. Albedo Ajin. There will once again oversee the proceeding. We representing the both side remain unchanged, and Mr. The yeah will continue to serve as blah blah. Miss Hartha representing the proce- prosecution, and Mr. Jean speak on behalf of the defendants. The defending in this case is Mr. Albedo, captain of the investigation team. With that, I knew now bring this trial to order. Miss, have the investigator made any new
Yes,
discovery?
we sent the teeth and the femur bone found at the scene to the church's medical office, and were able to conclude that these are, in fact, human
No,
remains.
that's concluded. Death penalty.
In addition, the investigators were able to identify several Mondstadt citizens who appear to have been missing for quite some time.
Okay.
Forensic analysis of the remains allowed us to pinpoint the age and gender of the deceased. Interestingly, one of the missing individuals matches that profile to a T. The medical office couldn't spare the personnel, so Miss Rosaria is here to present the results to the court.
Okay. Male 46-year-old. Marital status single occupation, hunter, consistent with the conclusion in the last trial. His disappearance went unreported, likely due to his lack of relatives. In addition, medical record show that he sustained a mechanism related to injury to his leg 3 years ago. The damage on the femur bone, Mr. Diluc found such an injury. Therefore, we can conclude that one of the victims in this case is houseman. Specialized technique was likely used shun the rate of
Is it
decomposition.
reasonable to assume this technique to be alchemical in nature?
Yeah, okay. Becoming or magical, both are possible.
Thank you for your testimony.
The identity of one of the victims is now confirmed. But what about the defendant's motive?
Considering what he wrote in the letter, we can deduce that the defendant needed subjects for an alchemy experiment. Who better than individuals whose disappearance would go unnoticed?
Yeah.
In other words, he
Okay.
sacrificed the good people of Mondstadt for his own gain. A
A
truly vile act.
wait, while sorry.
In addition, another witness has agreed to testify. Miss Donna, if you would.
Donuts fueled. Another one, huh?
Wait, Donna from the flower shop?
What
I-
the heck?
I'm sorry it took so long for me to come forward. But
But the
the
night
night Master Diluc saw Mr.
already,
Albedo,
I was there too.
I was camping with a friend and we decided to stop near Dragonspine. I couldn't really get comfortable that night, so around dawn, I decided to go for a walk. And that's when I saw Master Diluc.
Yeah.
I thought it might be nice to, chat. So I headed in his direction and then I saw it. Someone at the bottom of the cliff was getting rid of a body. I was terrified the person might see me. Even after I fled, I couldn't shake that fear. And I started to wish I never had a crush on Master Diluc in the first place. If I hadn't wanted to talk to him, I would never have been in that situation. Well, I didn't want to come forward because I was scared. But Miss Hertha convinced me it was the right thing to do. I'm sorry it took me so long.
Well, I'm sorry. Blah. I see. Just stepping forward was brave enough, Mr. Code thanks you for your courage and commitment to justice.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
The two witnesses corroborate the same sequence of events. That just leaves the question of how the defendant disposed of the bodies.
I believe the answer lies in the alchemical technique mentioned in the letter. The defendant is the most accomplished alchemist in Mondstadt. He has the skill, no question.
A special investigator also uncovers some relevant evidence on that subject. I will now present it to the court.
Wait, does she mean...
The evidence we found is Albedo office. The following are pieces of evidence uncovering in Mr. Albedo office, the most important of which in this map. This map was found with the defendant notes. The marking corresponds with the description in the letter and the location of the crime scenes. Does this mean map belongs to you? Yes. Were you the one who marked this location? Yes. You do realize that basically an admission of guilt don't you the evidence against you is nearly वो भाई कुछ तो लिखा insurmentally no since you uncovered that compartment I might as well expand on the matter.
We have witnesses and physical evidence. What could you possibly say in your defense?
What I also have, I never killed a single person.
You have some nerve.
Some nerve.
Saying that when the evidence is stacked against you?
Wow! Miss okay, you presented meticulous and convincing case. I gave you that, but I will not admit to something I didn't do.
So, what?
You're
You're just going to bombard the court with excuses?
just that's rather dismissive way to refer to an innocent man speaking in his own defense. Besides, I not making excuse. I am
That won't make the charges against you disappear, Mr. Albedo.
okay. Perhaps not, but patience comes with its own reward. It's easy for being to remains but in snow until someone comes along. The brush it's away. Albedo seems serious but unfazed. Does that mean he realized didn't do anything untowards? He mentioned brushing off the snow. Is that supposed to be a hint? If it was a hint, then must have something to do with the dragon spine, which remains me one of the location marked on the map we found was a dragon spine, wasn't it? Kirito, you were the one who uncovered the notes, right? Then I'm assuming you visited the third location marked on the map as well. Yes. Can you tell us what you found? You nod your head and give an honest account of the scene you found on Dragonspine. Whatever was kept in the hole was gone, and the surrounding area bore the marking of an unknown creature. With everything covered in snow, no one knows where there was something to discover in the first
Then,
place.
there must also have been a body.
No, I need to think about this what was and are missing. The second mark location, no, third mark location. The third mark location in the Dragon's Pen, we only know about it because we found the map in the hidden compartment. During our investigation, Paiman and I discovered a hole beneath the snow, big enough to hide a body, human body. There were also claw marked around the outside, but there was no body or any remains. So please select another text first mark. The difference between the marking location. Albedo marked these three locations on the map found in hidden compartment. There are some similarities and difference between them. Based on what we know, all three locations were likely used to hide bodies. The whole dig in such area certainly seemed big enough, but unlikely the first two locations there were claw marked around the hole. In the third location, and no witness saw anything happen there. Dragonspine is home to all manners of monsters. The wild animal could some kind of creature have dug up the body, but why wasn't that the case in the other locations? The mark didn't look fresh, which means the hole at the third location has been there longer than the other two. But if the hole was or the third location wasn't made around the same time, does that means it connected to a separate incident? Albedo identity, Dragonspan ecosystem. Dangasman is a primate and it covered in snow all your years around. Even so, it's home to various monsters and creatures that can something called deep within the mountain lies the remains of the even more mysterious creature Doreen. Although the dragon has been dead for a long time, he still possesses life energy. And now that I think about it a lot, strange things have happened on Dragon's mind. Now that most people know Albedo as an alchemist and a captain of the investigation team, but in truth, he is a synthetic human created by one of the few senior gold Albedo is straight fast, and intelligent, and treat everyone with kindness and respect. I think most people would agree with that assumption. He's also a calculated thinker. If fair to say that if he did commit the crime, if it would likely be well connected. Up until now, Albedo has never displayed any ill will towards humanity, and he also still seems like his normal self. As his friend, I should reveal the truth about his identity that would only makes things worse for him. I almost forgot Paimon, and I once encountered someone on Dragonspine who looks exactly like Albedo, and if we weren't the only ones. Wait a second, someone who looks exactly like me? I'm guessing Albedo has a plan, so I should help him out. But what does he want me to do? So breaking the case? No, I should play it safe. Since I made an honest reason to the fact I should be honest about my doubts to it only fair. Besides, I think I understand what Albedo was trying to tell me just now. I like to address the court if I may. I was the one who investigated the office, and I believe the result raises a few questions regarding the two cases addressed in the previous trial. It was established that after disposing the bodies, the defendants used alchemy to restore the ground to its original state. But that wasn't the case at the third location. The hole was still there, with dirt scattered around the perimeter. It looks more like something had been dug up. If this was all done by one person, why would the third persons give the same treatment as the others? Why aren't the trace removed? In the addition, the marking around the third location were fresh, which suggests that the dragon's incident happened at a different time. For those reasons, I believe there still reasonable doubts in this case, and I hope the verdict inflects that. Thanks you. Yes,
Questions there may be, but allow me to point out there is no evidence to suggest that anyone besides the defendant knew about the third location, and the map was found in his notes. That fact alone makes him the most plausible suspect, unless Mr. Albedo suddenly plans to deny that the map belongs to him.
allow me to respond to Kirita's point. If all I cared about was proving my innocence, I will end it to as you described, Miss Bertha, and deny any connection to that map. But that's it. It's not what I intend to do. The map does belongs to me, and I didn't hide things at those three locations.
What?
There were indeed bodies at each location, and I did kill the bury someone on Dragonspine.
Ha! So you admit it. Let the record reflect that the defendant has confessed to his crimes.
Okay, you are mistaken, Miss. But the story doesn't end there. Some time ago, I encountered an uninvited guest on Dragonspine, someone who wanted to take advantage of the deserted nature of the region to eliminate me in secret. His desire to kill me led to an altercation where I killed him instead and buried the body on the mountain, the third location marked on the map.
Actually, the traveler Amber Bennett and I were with Albedo that day. The Adventurers Guild was holding an event on Dragonspine. After it ended, we all left the area. If the person Albedo is referring to is different from the one we encountered on the mountain, then the altercation must have occurred after we left.
This only proves that the defendant is guilty on all counts. Those innocent people, their blood is on your hands.
Okay? No, you're wrong.
You deny it? After admitting to murder for the whole court to hear? You've clearly lost your mind.
Nope. If you will let me finish, Miss Artha, I will get to the important part. The man who attacked me on Dragonspine was my height with the hair, blonde hair, and blue eyes, dressed in clothes nearly identical to mine. So someone who happened to look exactly like you, exactly like him. So I was right. It does come back. Does come back to what happened.
It's
back
one
then.
thing to look similar, but for the clothes to be the same?
What's going on? I don't want to be here anymore.
Regardless, the important thing is that you admit to killing someone on Dragonspine.
Yes, I killed someone that day. Someone who looked nearly identical to me. But I never said that someone was a person. I see, then it appears I need to withdraw my testament.
What?
Everyone! I brought her!
Wait, you...
The person who just came in, isn't that Hertha?
What's going on?
Who are you? Why do you wear my face?
Hello to you, too.
As you can see, this is Hartha, the logistic captain of the Knight of
I
Amania.
see what's going on here. It's all been leading up to this, hasn't it? Your confession. It was all an elaborate stunt to set me up. You want to undermine my credibility? Fine. It doesn't eliminate the mountain of evidence stacked against you. All I want is justice for the people of Mondstadt.
Order in the code. I've been stationed on Dragonspine all these years because it is where the subject of research lies. The dragon during several hundred years ago, the dragon of East Dwalin defeated during Kaio in battle and with help from Barbatos sealed him immense in Dragonspine. It was created through alchemy, one of the finest specimens of artificial life. As such, death was not a true end for him. His heart still beat and grew more revitalized by the day. My imposter on Dragonspine was a failed specimen abandoned in stomach and unsuccessful iteration of homunculus.
Homunculus?
Homunculus, sorry.
Are you trying to insinuate that I'm some kind of homunculus? Because it looks to me like the artificial one is standing right there. Some kind of imposter you dragged in from Dragonspine. So this is what I look like when I fly off the handle. You know, they say imitation is the best form of flattery, but your impersonation has overstayed its welcome. Master Jean, what are you waiting for? We've known each other for so long. You recognize the real me, don't you?
Sorry, I'm taking the snacks. The two of you looks identical, but judging based on the new arrival actually seems more like the Harta I know.
That means nothing! By that logic, I could just as easily accuse the albedo in this room of being an imposter!
Yes, he's not an imposter. He was back then. Which one should it?
How do we know he isn't the fake one? A cold-blooded killer who replaced the real albedo long ago! Then, how about something only the real Hertha would know? The longest scar on my body. The knights who fought alongside me that day should remember where it is.
I remember. Let's hear your answer.
I'd like to hear Miles' answer first.
Huh?
You don't know? Or you don't remember?
But
I heard you've been
heard you
acting
were
strange these days. Disoriented, confused. You were closer to me than anyone during that battle. And yet you don't remember a thing. Strange
Strange
indeed.
indeed.
No,
Oh my
my head.
head, it's hurt.
It hurts.
The scar is right here.
Why the nose? I can't imagine this comes as a surprise. Unless your informant in the night of Amanias failed to mention the scar on her left arm.
Albedo has done a lot of research into beings like you. If you deny it, then show us your arm.
No need to panic. You can just add it now. You excel at changing your appearance, don't you? Or I should say, all spawn of life force have that ability. A powerful life force and appearance. So you can change at will. Yet here you stand formless. One realized to act because you worried using that power could affect your accomplishments. Yes, Miles must still be one of them. There are other two modes of being under the influence was together here, and yet their presence is what embeds blah talking actions. Once you attempt to transfer, all who surrounded you will be affected by your power. You can't control it because this network of living beings. You serve as the core.
Show us your arm. Ugh! Have it your way!
Whoa!
Come on, let's go.
Oh,
They're shielding the imposter!
trying to get away. Stop her. Don't let anyone stand in your way.
There are others trying to get in. Must be more people under her control.
Time to get moving, everyone.
After her!
Note, it's time. All units move out. Third company, keep on the imposter tail. We finally have a chance to talk. But before I explain the event of the past few days, I would like to make a few things clear. First, I never killed any of my fellow citizens, and I never used humans remains as part of an alchemy experiment. Second, the event of the past few days were all parts of a plan. Most of the members of our order were in on it. As for the witnesses, Master Derek picked up on the situation long before today proceeding. How that speak an involved plan. Indeed, follow me. पढ़ने को तुमको कर डाला था आज मैं लेकिन पूरा करने वाला हूँ मैं अकेले बर्बाद करूँ ओह स्लाइम्स एवरीवेयर
What? How are there monsters in
monster
the
in the
city?
city they all they are all monsters from Dragonspine and attack but fear not we've been preparing for this we have been monitoring the surrounding for so it's fast in nature against this monster we know it was only a matter of the time for their strong strike and so we need preparation for that. I was hoping you two could join me and provide assistance in the battle.
Of course. Where's our first stop?
Last stop. The top of the city wall. Okay, I can just teleport. Nah. Listening up.
Rev the engines!
Venti.
Hey, Venti!
Smooth. Shoot, someone coming. Help me, please. Someone help me.
What's with the freak out? It's just us.
Perfect. I can drop the actor. Sorry. I thought you were regular citizens. It's been time. I think we can proceed as planned. I agree. Although it's been a while since I dealt with something this week, it's going to be pretty exhausting. Don't worry, I treat you to a drink for your trouble. Ah, just what I wanted to hear.
So, these two know the
Drunkard?
other's identity then?
Yes, people can make new friends when we not here. You know, monsters starting in from Dragonspine during the trial. They soon become agitated, likely in response to the core coming under pressure. Still, I never expected those monsters have become this advanced. The power of evolution cannot be underestimated, especially considering the fact that the previous monster,
Wait, so what about the
the
map?
map
And the
and
missing
this missing
bodies?
body. what the witness saw was true. I did hide those bodies, as I mentioned the situation on Dragonspine. I noticed that many who venture there come back different. Some were under the influence of power, but the less fortunate ones had already been devoured by a monster who then assumed their appearance to infect the city. Most of those who were replaced had no clue relative, so then their behalf changed. There was no one to notice the monster used their slave to get us to people I had to who attempt to attack.
What about the remains Diluc found? Did they belong to one of the victims?
Yes, the monster slowly disgusted their victims something. Sometimes they even left behind body parts to aid the transformation. All that remained of the first victim was a few strands of hair, and second some teeth and bone. The only body Balbedo destroyed where the monster mimic from them. He buried whatever remind of the victims to put them to rest. Well, someone had to do it. Beside, I managed to gather some valuable data on the putrefaction of the bodies. After we defeated the flower on Dragonspine, we promised to tell each other a story. Remember, you told me the story of Guardians. I remember. I'm glad. Then you remember what I told you about Subject 2 in his pursuit to replace Subject 1. He transformed a flower into Subject 3. So there was another imposter on Dragon's that day. Yes, that would be Subject 2. I confronted him and buried his body on Dragon's So you see, at one point there was something hidden in that hole you found. It's becoming more surprised day by the day. Under the influence of his power, the monster duck as up subject to body returns to your stomach. So the failed creation along with his own knowledge and emotion of thinking. Even since then, all creatures spawned from his power had the ability to transfer their appearance. Human who venture into Dragonspan for too long are also bound to fall under influence, but those effects don't show themselves right away, and the extent to which a person has been affected is hard to perceive. You saw it for yourself, didn't you? All the people acting strange, those are the same people who just tried to break into Night of Avenia's headquarters. Powers remained and within them until finally it surged to the surface and seized control. कितना है? That was also our goal. If we could force a situation where the impostor had no choice but to unleash that power. All those under in its influence would become violent, and those we would know who was.
Wait, so what do we do? We can't go around hurting innocent people.
Yes, that why I am here. If will make me look bad if I just list around after promising to help. We will use the power of animo to restrain them. Now, for now, that should give the night to chance to subdue them without harm. A specialized team will deal with them later. All right, that's the long and the short of the situation. It times to activate that thing, right? Yes. So if there are a little secret, other people should know my identity. For example, keep it yourself. Okay. All right. This should do. What's thing? I love, and it did not give copyright.
Wind currents?
Ooh, Paimon
Paimon's never
never
seen
seen
this
these
many.
many. नसीब में दूसरे इधर नहीं गया मुझे जाने पड़ेगा they should now be wind current across the whole city everyone can you hear me loud and clear all units watch your
All
steps
good. We have enough manpower to provide support.
it's someone came just now. You have to wait.
Requesting assistance at the side gate. Heading over now.
Whoa! It's long-distance wind communication! How is that even possible?
Okay, I will wait here just in case. I'm back. Hello. This all thanks to this conversation to pursue in defending our city. Actually, it is yes, around scores like this. What will
No wonder you're crouching down there like you have something to hide.
you didn't have a broadcast that?
Huh? That voice? Venti? Is that you?
Oops.
Oh, just wondering what, calling for help, saying what. Ask it, women and all better for me. Let me out of a thought, right now. Let's say you okay, we should check. I guess. Thanks, friends. May the animal or phone protects you. Huh? पता नहीं. पता. I don't like the middle like this. The beach. I look so. Oh, get back. Hell, it was close. When I suppose things are in order. Master did I shared the help. No need. I enter once to save you. It was for my own command. Well, my way. Well, let's say we get out of your hair. Then I suppose we could work together, but you will just melt my eyes away anyway. Suit yourself. Haha. Alright, tell me, when did you notice something was off the first trial? Because of the fake Artha? No, because of you. Me? What did I do? My defense want shirt enough. No, you weren't nervous enough. Tell me then, Master Relic, when do you think I actually got nervous? I suppose we see won't be monster incoming. Ah, on second thought, best not to think about it. How?
Cool it! This one will be frozen. Freeze! Oh, so sorry. Burn it, this. Cool it! This one will be frozen in time.
If you had time to map it out here, I'm guessing the other areas are secure.
What? We can't be here because we care?
Maybe this was just the closest spot to the city yet. Maintaining control over the main road means maintaining control over the battle as a whole. You made the right choice.
So what's the status over here?
All are under control. Don't worry, my trusty civilians volunteer, and I have this area covered. I think you mean the man who held the title of captain before you. We don't have to bring that up. Well, keep up the good work. We go check on the status of the other locations. Good luck. Oh, and I wanted to thank you for what you said in court. If I'm not mistaken, so you were on my side by the end. Haha, believe me, he's had his suspicious since the first trial. I suppose it just didn't feel right to be believe that someone who helped me in the past could be cold-blooded killer.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Thanks you for trusting me and for choosing to fight alongside us. For you, Kaya, good work as always. We see you soon. Of course, stay safe. आवाज तो है ना मेरा हेलो या आवाज है
Let the show begin.
wait I'm just seeing and come I will some
La da 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 da. I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister. La da 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 da. I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister. La da 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 da.